Good morning. Happy Tuesday. And I'm Mo B, the Yarny. Happy Tuesday with Mo. And I thank you for stopping by. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. And if you're a regular, thank you for coming back. I'm trying to do at least a video at least every Tuesday at least, if I can get it in. But I thank you for joining me today, and I have progressed a little bit with some of the things I've been working on, and I'm just going to show you a few of those things today. And it's a little warm here today. We're supposed to get in the 70s. It's almost November, but I'll take that because the cold and I don't agree. But so I'm going to get right into some of the whips that I'm working on. And whips, again, is works in progress. FOs are finished objects, and UFOs are unfinished objects that we put aside most of the time. And my voice is a little bit hoarse today, but I'm going to try to get through the video. But I thank you for joining me again, and I thank you for coming back. So I've been working on pulling projects. Pulling is when you try to make the yarn do what you want and not what the yarn wants to do. So this is the one I've been working on for a while. I've been using this yarn here. It's Red Heart Super Saver Stripes, and it's in the neon. It's neon stripes. And it's a good candidate for pulling because the stripes are all the same size in it. So I've got a little bit farther. It just takes a while because the rows are so long. And here's what I've got done so far. I think I have it upside down, but the colors are coming along. Just the end, I started it over because I wanted the black and green to do like the other colors, but I cannot get them to do that. So they're just going to have to be solid on the ends, the solid green. But that's okay. My granddaughter likes it how it is. She already claimed this one. So, but I am using, in this one, it's the granny stitch. And you have to, in this one, my magic number is 8. I get 8 clusters per line, so I have to make them fit in there. Sometimes I might have to have four doubles in a cluster. Sometimes I have 2, but you can't really tell that by looking at the project unless you're gonna go up there and count. And sometimes you have to reduce your tension, sometimes you have to tighten your tension. It all depends on the yarn, because the yarn is what you're going by to fit your eight clusters in. Sometimes you have to tighten up your tension, sometimes you have to loosen it. Sometimes you have to put 2 clusters, sometimes you have to put 4. But so that's how I'm going with that one, which I think it's coming along nice. It's going to take a while because it's going to be a big blanket. I also told you about another one I had started, and this is just the beginning because I'm not working on it much, but this is another cardigan, just the first panel that I started in the color Nova, and it is a mandala cake. You can see it has peaches and grays and light grays and darker grays and light peaches, and here's what's left of the first cake that I've been working on. And I'm using double and a cross double is what it's called. So there's a solid double, and then there's the cross double is the stitch that I'm using. So, And this is a number 3. It's a 3 weight. And it has sparkles in it. I'm not sure that the sparkles are showing up on there or on the cake even. Maybe a little bit. But I've had this yarn for quite a few years, and I decided, you know, it's just sitting here. I'm going to do something with it. So this cardigan is 2 panels that fold. The panels will fold over the shoulder. That's why it's so long. They fold over, and then they will hook in the back. And then I will decide if they will hook in the front or if it'll be an open cardigan, or if I will end up stitching it together or make it with buttons or a zipper, whatever I decide to use. And I am using an H hook, a 5mm for this project. For the blanket, I was using an eye hook, which seems to be my favorite hook lately. I've been using an eye for a lot of the projects I've been working on. Okay, the sweater I've been working on is almost done. I did 2 rounds of the trim, but I think I might go for a 3rd round just to tighten up the bottom. If I don't, I might go in and do something to tighten around the bottom of it. I will have a picture on the thumbnail of me wearing it. It did turn out a little looser than I wanted, so I might wash it and see if it shrinks down a bit. But usually this yarn does not shrink. But I just might try that. But here it is. So I know it looks huge in this, but it is big, comfy, and cozy. I finished the hood. I decided to do the hood all in the solid charcoal gray. That's what this color is called. And it is a Caron 1 pound. And here's the hood. I always try to get rid of the point. I don't like the point. So I usually fold it over on the inside and sew it down. And that's how I did it. I finished 1 sleeve. Okay, here's the sleeve I have not finished. And it's that long. And here's the sleeve I brought in. So I brought it from that all the way in and put the cuff on it. I still have a few ends I need to weave in, but I brought it down to this cuff. Now on this I did use the method that Fabio uses, which is you use 3 front post doubles, then 1 back post double. 3 front posts, 1 back post. And that brings it in and makes the cuff. And this is 2 rows. Actually, it's 3 rows. Because I started a row down here, and then 2 more rows on top of that. And that's some of the different ways that I will put edges on. And I also did that going down the front of the sweater and around the back of it. The same thing. But it is a big sweater. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but it is very cozy and comfy. And there's the hexagon portion you can see under the arm. And here's the other side. I probably should have stopped a couple rows back to get it a little smaller, but so I'm going to show you some of the, because I know I talk about the cuffs that I use on the ends of the sweaters. I'll just show you the difference in them. This is a sweater that I made. This is a Raglan style. It's the Granny Pop sweater that is by MJ Off the Hook. And this is an edging that I like to use too, which is where you do, my mind just went blank, but you would just do, you go in the back loop only, you go down, you'll make your first, like when I start the cuff, I would crochet, I think I did 11 stitches, it was 12 stitches up on this, and then going back down, I do back loop only, and then you continue doing up and down with the back loop only when you turn your work, and it pushes this cuff, which it did take a long time because I did put that on the whole sweater, but it does make for a nice look when you finally get done with it, because the whole sweater is edged with that. So this is the Raglan style Granny Pop sweater by MJ off the hook, and this was done in Facets, the Ocean Breeze color, and it's similar to the prism colors that come from Mary Maxim. They have the same halo. I just like this one because it had the glitter in it. It has the, which they tend to come out, but this has the sparkles in it, which I liked. So this is one of the trim that I like to use, but it is lengthy when you do that one, especially if you're making a big garment. And then this one has a few different, I did a few different ones on this one. This is my Thanksgiving sweater, as my grandson named it, just because of the colors that are in it, the fall colors. Now this is also I believe this is my first Hexagon. This is my first Hexagon sweater that I made. And I made it in leftover colors from a mystery box that I got, a mystery bag. And on this one I did, on the sleeves I did only one row. I did two of the way that Crystal would do it, which is one front post double, one back post double, one front post double, one back post double. But this is the chocolate bonbon yarn that's on the edge, which is super stretchy, and it has a tendency to roll up. So it's not a real thick yarn to do edging with. And then around the edge of the sweater, I did 8 rows of singles before I actually did the 2 rows of the edging of the front post, back post, which on a thicker, with the thicker yarn, you'll see that more prominent, but that's what is on this one. So if you see, just doing those 8 rows give you a nice edging also. And then I planned on putting buttons on this, which I didn't. That's why I did these 2 rows. I just liked it how it was after that. And this one you can see really well because this one I did the if you can see in the front, this is the Hexagon too. But if you see the front of it, I ended up turning this one into a hoodie. But you can see prominently the front post, back post doubles on both sides, because that was the outer edge of the sweater, and then I decided to seam it up and turn it into a hoodie. And I did put a hood on it. I only went around the edge once on the hood. But the sleeves, you can see that cuff, I did 3 rows. Now it brought that in nicely because these sleeves were wide too, just like that one. But the thickness of the yarn, this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn in the color Off-White, and that's what gave it that thick cuff. But those are some of the edgings that I like to use. You can go from simple to just single crochet, half post, back post, half front post to back post double crochet will give you this nice. And then the one I used on the new one, or the one where you do this edging, which is nice. It is very lengthy to do that one, but it gives a nice edging when you're finished. Or the one that I did on this one, which is the three front post, one back post, 3 front posts, 1 back post. It still gives you a nice chunky look. But those are the three ways that actually 4 ways that I would put the edging on. So that's mainly what I've been working on this week. I plan on starting another project when I get the sweater finished, because I have so much gray yarn left over. I have enough gray yarn to make another one of those sweaters, but I won't, because I think I've grayed out with sweaters. But I have been watching gingham, how you make gingham, and I think I'm going to try that next. And I might do it in a baby blanket, or I will do it in the gray colors that I have. And then when I get to the yarn store, then I will, or I might order it, I'm not sure, get the colors to finish this, to start on this Afghan that I want to do. I'm sorry I don't have a voice today, but it comes and goes when it wants to. But I kept thinking there was something else I wanted to show you, and now I can't remember what it was. I told my husband I was going to make notes so I don't forget things, but then I forget to make notes. It's like going to the grocery store without a list, and then you remember what you need when you get back home. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Well, this is, I know I showed you this last week. This is the regular pulling with the moss stitch, and the other pulling I showed you was with the granny stitch. But I have seen people do pulling with a half double crochet also when they're making garments, and that look pretty nice. But yeah, November's around the corner, and I do plan on joining back in with the Creator Spotlight and things we're making Thursday for November. I'm pretty sure I can fit those in with what I've downsized my workload to. So, oh, I forgot my slippers. That's what it was. I had a pair of slippers to show you, but I will show them next Tuesday. I'll probably have 2 pair by then, but I am started working on slippers, and I'm finding it takes 1 complete skein of yarn to make 1 slipper. So that's with these, the Hometown, Lion Brand Hometown, it takes a little bit more than 1 of these to make a slipper, which it says they're only 4 ounces, 113 grams, 64 yards. They're size 6. It's a size 6 chunky, it says, but I think it's more of a 5. And there's another one that says it's a 6. The other one I've been working with, but it seems more like a 5 also because it's a little bit on the thin side. Because, let's see, what is that other one? I must have moved it. I have some real chunky gray yarn that's twice as thick as this. Of course, it all depends on what's. This is 100% acrylic, which I like to make the slippers out of something that's 100% washable and dryable, because you don't want to put your feet in them too long without washing them. And of course, you wear them around on the floor. But that is what I'm working on with these. And I have another, I think it's also a lion brand color that I'm using for slippers and the chunkies. But they all came from mystery boxes. I was getting that thick patent yarn that's part wool, real chunky yarn. I was making cat beds with it. I don't know why cats like wool, but they do. But I still have five skeins of that chunky yarn to do something with. The chunky gray yarn. I thought for sure I had some in here still, but I guess I don't. But so that's what I'm still working on. And then my granddaughter in Florida wants me to make some Barbie clothes. And then when I was flipping through this magazine, I just happened to see that they were in this magazine. They have the instructions on how to make them, but they are knit. And I just recently started knitting, so maybe I can try these and see how it works out. It's basically, they're making tubes. These two dresses, this dress and this skirt are tubes. And then the little sweaters, I don't know, that's kind of, it might be, this one has cables on it. This one does. We'll see if I can pull it off. I know I could probably crochet them easily, but we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a try. Like I always tell people, just try something new. So I'll try this, and I will try the gingham blanket. Why not? You can always say you tried. If you couldn't get it, then that's okay. But I've only done one other knit project before, and that was the basket, which I think it dropped a few stitches, but that was it. I've seen a way to go in with the needle and fix it so you can't see it, but I'm gonna try that again. So I'll try on these dog clothes, and I'm going to try to finish my amigurumi, because he's been waiting a while to get done. So I just have to finish the bottom and stuff his legs, and then do the inside portion, and then make the little babies, and then I'll be finished with that too. And then I can start working on my UFO pile over there, which is the unfinished objects that I put aside. Then I will get started on the new blanket that I want to make, and some of the baby blankets. But I thank you for joining me today, and I know I didn't have much to show, but that is what I'm working on, and we're getting the nice weather today, but it's supposed to turn and get cold, and we're going to be getting those shorter daylight hours. But I just thank you for joining me, and thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you like something you saw today, and you can give me a thumbs up, or if you're new to my channel, maybe think about subscribing. And Just think about something you can be thankful for today. I know people think about it on Thursdays, but I think every day you can have something to be thankful for. But I thank you for joining me, and I will see you next Tuesday, or if I do another video, on my next video. Thank you.